and welcome to another video. I apologize, it's been forever and a day since I have filmed any content and been able to put it together. As lots of you know, I had surgery 2 weeks ago on my knee to replace my MPFL ligament. I'm a little bit more mobile now, but still pretty worse for the wear. Today's video is a super big treat. Lindsay, my sister bike, did an incredible race last week on Saturday and went out and did 100 miles of gravel at the 2022 Wild West Gravel Grinder. It was 100 miles of gravel with 8,000 feet of climbing, and she was kind enough to take us along for the ride. I will leave in the description box below any links to any gear or anything, and if any of you have any questions or comments, please let us know. We want to extend so much gratitude for all of you that have continued to support this new channel. I appreciate you all, and enjoy Tornado Sister Bike versus Wild West Gravel Grinder. Yay! Sister bikes!
And remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Welcome to another edition of Sister Bikes. I am alone again. Erin had surgery, she's on the mend. We're so happy that she's rounded that corner and now she can just focus on rehabbing and getting herself back on the bike. I am driving in my car. I'm on the 5 heading north towards Redding from Sacramento. I'm going to Red Bluff, California. It is a small little speck on the map with a lot of rolling hills and then some pretty beefy vert. We are heading out tomorrow at 7 a.m. for the Wild West Gravel Grinder. This is the second year that I have done it. This is an adventure race. It is not technically a competitive race, but you will be timed and you can see how you stack up to other people in your group. There's 4 courses. There's a super short, a medium, a full, and then an extra long. And last year, Erin and I did the medium course, which was around almost 70 miles with 4,000 feet of climbing. We came in first for the women in our age group. And this time around, I am doing the full, the True Grit. It's 102 miles with just about 8,000 feet of climbing. It's very well supported. I have 5 aid stations along my 102 mile route. So I'm going to try and figure out how to bring as little as possible on my body. I really don't want to be weighed down because I'm very nervous about the elevation gain. It's the most feet I've ever climbed, especially within a 100-mile stretch. So pray for your girl because I'm going to need it, but I feel really well prepared. I rode a Century 2 weeks ago to prepare and then tapered off my training a little bit, but I feel really good and I just want to go out there and have a good time. The weather could not be more perfect. We're starting to peel layers off. Yeah, hopefully in about 5 more miles-ish, maybe 10, we'll have our first stop to fill up our bottles. We're both running pretty lean. 1 large bottle, 1 small bottle. I'm not wearing a Camelback. I ain't about that life. I'm on the time segment. It's about 6 miles. It's real up and down. Big rollers, so gorgeous.
That's a Damani,
Okay.
and then I just threw gravel tires on it.
Yeah, that's great. We have a lot of clearance.
You like some
I'm
water?
just checking in. We're at 45 miles, and a few gents are helping me out with my bike. My brake pads are collapsing, but and they're like rubbing and making contact, so it's making every pedal stroke. Just like not as fun as it could be. Otherwise, the checkpoint is performing really, really well. There's big rollers up along the ridge, just coming out of that last time segment, and having the E-Tap system was so much fun. Just going up and down and up and down. So far, pretty good. About halfway through the elevation that we're going to gain on this route. Almost at 5,000, I think, 4,500. And I'm just fortunate that I have somebody to help me right now. Talk soon. I'm at mile 60. I'm on the second out and back. That's part of the True Grit 100-mile course. And it's getting windy. Feeling good. 5,700 feet. So a lot of the climbing is done. Just constantly feeding myself sugar and carbs to keep a steady intake so we don't hit that bonk zone. That bitty bonk bonk. We don't want no bitty bonk bonk. Woo! Walking. I'm at like 74 miles and started hitting 10, 12, 15% grades again, and so I'm gonna take a little breather, walk it up this next steep climb, and I'll take it from there. Where's my friends? Hello. Oh, look at it! Today couldn't have really gone any better, I don't think. I'm like a little emotional about it. It was a lot like last year when Erin and I just had this magical ride and held hands crossing the finish line. I don't know, everything fell into place. You have those days where you're rested enough, you're hydrated, nutrition was dialed. I just literally did stop putting things in my body, whether it was drinking carbs and sugar or eating carbs and sugar, but didn't bonk. The last 15 miles were hellish. There's always like a lot of wind on that last little gravel stretch that comes back towards town, and then you hit pavement. And I was kind of hunched over my handlebars, like, just get there, just get there, just get there. And then I hear this voice, and I look, and there is the tallest man, just a giant man. And he comes up and he goes, "Hey, hop on. I'll tell you all the way back." And I was like, ah! It was perfect. And he's like, "My name is Mark, and I know you're from Sacramento." And then of course we had mutual friends. Hopped on this angelic man, 6'5", tucked into a little teeny tiny ball behind him. I looked down at one point, we were holding like 25 miles per hour on the pavement to get back. But it was like just the icing on the cake to be able to push that hard with a little bit of help at the very final stretch. I think in the timed segment, the Hammer Loop that was 6 miles, I think I came in like 6th or 7th, so didn't get in the top 3 for that, but I'm really proud of my effort. And I PR'd a ton. I think I'm in the top 10 for like at least 6 or 7 of the segments. That was awesome. The people were lovely. You know, you go to these bike events and some people are just kind of up their own ass or awkward, strange, like crunchy bike people, but everyone out there today was like so kind and helpful, open to conversation and lighthearted, and a lot of people just kind of you could just hear people being like, "You got it, one more hill, like keep pedaling," all these little words of encouragement, and it just made me, it just filled my cup for why the heck we get on our bike and torture ourselves like this in the first place, because it is about personal goals and how far you can push yourself, but it's also this incredible camaraderie of like, we're all dying, we're all like dirty and sweaty, and you know, we've had crashes or whatever, and we just keep putting one pedal stroke in front of the next. So well done, Wild West Gravel Grinder. I will be back next year, everything permitting, and then maybe it's time for the extra grit. I don't know, we'll have to see. I realized that I never really talked about my bike or my setup or anything. Erin is very good at making YouTube videos. I am not, so you're stuck with me a little bit longer while she edits them to make them a lot better than they are. I put my 40 tires with tread back on. There's a lot of pavement leading into the full route that we did today, so I put my PSI at 45, anticipating that I would let out some air once we hit the gravel and I could kind of see how my tires adapted and if I was sliding out. I never let any pressure out. I was fast on the pavement and I was totally fine with that pressure, and it obviously let out some naturally, which was great. And the question with those big rides, even when they're supported, is like, how many bottles do I bring? Should I wear a Camelback? Should I have like a waist pack? And I've ridden with a Camelback, I've ridden with a waist pack, and I knew we had 5 aid stations, which was an average of like 1 every 20 miles. So I put 2 bottles on in my brackets, 1 extra large and 1 regular, and I just kind of crossed my fingers. I pre-hydrated last night a ton. I think it's just about comfort, you know? How do you guys ride on these long adventure rides, or when you're doing centuries and stuff, anything like over 50, 75 miles? Do you like to have something around your waist so you can just have that extra security and comfort of knowing that you have everything you need, or do you want to be as free as possible and unbound and pack extra bags on your bike? So share your feedback. If you have questions about these long endurance rides, please leave some questions in the comments. Share with us your experiences and let us know what you want to see more of. Sister bikes, I had to do it. Sister, 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 sister. I miss you. I need you in my life. I need my hair here.
Sister bikes.
Sister bikes. Oh yeah.